Shri Matre Namaha. I hope all of you are doing well. Today I am outside my premise and I'm going to take you all inside and on a short tour. So we can't call this a home tour, but definitely a land tour. So let's do that. So welcome to Adi Mantra. And as we go inside, the first thing that we can see is our two ambulances which are parked temporarily till they get back to running back up, and we see the staff quarters. So this was actually a building which was already here, and we just refurbished it to how much ever we could, and now that is where the staff live and they cook. So it's basically their kitchen. Next up is that little shed where you see there, which is now clearly a store cum drying area. That was where Nandi used to originally stay. So, but now we have managed to make a bigger shed for him, so he doesn't stay there now. Next up is this little shed which has just been constructed. Let me take you there. It is right beside our small gate, and this is where it is. So this is actually for the poultry. The painting is still going on. It is a tiny shed which is about 12 by 12. So it's for the hens and the rooster. It's secure from all sides. The construction has just gotten over. Painting is still going on. As you can see, the paint is still happening. I would like to show you our trees. This is the jackfruit tree, the big jackfruit tree which came with the property, and this is the second jackfruit tree which also came with the property, and then we have the jamun tree which also came with the land, and then we have the chiku tree which is constantly giving chikus, and all the chikus are being eaten by Nandi and Molly and all of them. So next we have a tree which is called Sona tree. I believe it is the Sona leaf which you give during the Shera. It's this particular leaf. You see this leaf? So this plant, so we give the dried leaves, I think, and people keep it with them for a really long time, so that, I don't know, it's supposed to be good luck or something. I'll show you the leaf once again. This is the leaf. I had it once. My mother-in-law had given it to me, and I think it was her, and then I kept it in my purse for a really long time, or maybe the purse was given by the mother-in-law, but either ways I had one, and then it got lost eventually. Then we have something called a Nimbara tree. Let me try and show you that tree. So this is the Nimbara tree. It is a very big tree, and there are two of them in the same place. One is that one which you can see, and one is this one. So whenever the villagers or anyone who knows anything about this area, they come here, they always tell us that we should get rid of this tree. The main reason why people say that is because they say that during the monsoon and during other seasons also, there will be branches which will fall, and if any of the branches fall on any of the trees, on any of the constructions, it's likely going to get destroyed. So this is something, but I am really not pro cutting the entire tree. If at all we have to, then we could trimming basically during the monsoon, which I have not done actually so far. I should have done it, so but I have not. I plan to do it. Monsoon came early this year, and this is my first time managing everything, and it was quite a task, and it is still a task. I have not gotten to any semblance of control of the situation yet. And then you can see this one. This is the kaju tree. It is like the oldest kaju tree, I think, over here. It has given a limited amount of kaju this season, but I think that's because it was not being taken care of well till now. So far I haven't done anything particularly to care for it, but I plan to in the future, maybe next year. Next year is my target for planting trees and taking care of trees. This year my target is to build enclosures for everyone so that everyone is safe during the rain, during the sun, during the cold. So this is my agenda for this year. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. I know monsoon is the time when everything is planted and greenery is there everywhere, but I don't want to take on that additional pressure of caring for trees at this time as well, because I simply can't, because there's just so many animals and they need a roof over their head at this time. And so thinking about that itself overwhelms me half the time. As you can see, the construction is still going on, so it is very difficult. So the trees will be from next season, and till then we will take care of all the trees which are with us. We won't be cutting any trees because I'm strictly against it. I love trees and the comfort that they give. I feel that if you touch a tree, this is my personal experience, if you touch a tree, you get to know a lot about that tree. So, and there was this big tree when we had it in our other place as well. It was a big, huge banyan tree, and whenever I would touch the tree, I would feel like such a sense of calm, and I knew that that tree was always watching over me, and not just me, over my animals, and in general it was taking care of everyone. So I think that's something that only and only trees can do for us. And then of course there is the house, which also I have built from scratch after coming to this place. I will do a separate vlog on designing this house, trying to build it on my own terms and failing, and what other challenges and problems I faced while building this house. I shall make a separate vlog about this, because definitely if you are someone who wants to build a house as per what you want, and that is not something you know a lot about, you will tend to ask a lot of people, and I will definitely make a video which will guide you through this process. And then let me take you to the shelter side, which is demarcated by this gate, because I myself have got dogs of my own, and they cannot interact too much with the other dogs because they will fight. So this is a demarcation into their area. So I'm going to do separate videos on all the different sheds, but I'm just going to show you briefly how they are positioned. So this is the large animal shed, what you see in front of me, and that is where around 12 dogs stay in this shed. That's a small shed, about 800 square feet, and this is about 350 square feet. There, Molly's seen me, so she is going to try and come here, but she is not coming now. She's looking at me. Developing this land has been extremely tough. Bringing it to, I know it doesn't seem like any level at this time, but without cutting a single tree and looking for resources such as water, electricity, especially in a rural setting, it was extremely difficult. So I'm going to bring out my baby girl Rani, who's looking at me eagerly, as you can see, because she loves me, and we're just gonna have to release her right now, otherwise she's gonna create a ruckus, as will Thomas. So I'm gonna just leave these boys and girls here Rani. Yes, Rani Papa. Yes, Thomas. And if anyone else is ready to come outside, looks like nobody. So this is the other shed, which is about 1600 square feet, sorry, 1800 square feet, in which the majority of the dogs stay. So I will do a tour of that later. So back to the trees. So these are a lot of kajuka trees which were already there over here, and I have tried my best not to get rid of any of them, because why to get rid of trees, right? Though I have seen in like various plots people simply just uproot these trees saying they want to plant new trees. It makes no sense. Why would you uproot a huge tree which is already there when you want to plant more trees? It's really strange. Diamond, diamond. Oh, no, diamond. Hey, diamond, 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 diamond. So Diamond's a blind dog. Diamond, 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 come here. Rani, is your name Diamond? Diamond, 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 diamond. Okay, I gotta go and get her. Okay, success. I have finally managed to get a hold of Diamond, only to lose her immediately. Diamond, diamond. So that was quite hectic. Finally managed to get a hold of Diamond, but she is still running here and there. She's not able to decide where her boundaries are. Come, come, come. So I have kept her in the new poultry shed so that she can get a little bit of understanding. She's a very poor little dog actually, and I wish I could simply keep her at home, but honestly it's extremely hard because I already have one blind dog and he doesn't accept other blind dogs easily, or other dogs for that matter. So getting Diamond home is a task. She's a very poor dog who was run over on the head, and she lost her eyesight because of that. But she's also very smart. She knows how to survive, and she somehow manages to figure out distances and gauge what is close to her, what is going to hit her. She decides everything based on that, and she manages to walk around everywhere. So I don't think anyone is going to adopt her. So if I ask you all to adopt her by saying, oh please adopt her, it's pretty much like a, I don't know, not the right thing to say, I guess, because at the end of the day she is a special needs dog. So only and only if there is someone who has the patience and the love to deal with somebody like Diamond, can Diamond find a home. That I know for sure. So tragic end to my vlog. I had to fire one of the staff. So we had a situation less than a month back where I lost 7 of my staff, and it was such a difficult time. And since then I had to kind of try everything possible to get new staff, including pay agencies, etc. And I did. But sadly, somebody from that, one of the people from that, is simply not working. They're not. See, I will make a separate video about this, about the problems that I face on a daily basis with staff. Sorry, there is an ant on me. Yeah, so I face a ton of problems with staff on a day-to-day basis. I think sometimes that, am I doing animal welfare or am I a staff manager? So I simply feel like I work so much lesser with the animals because I am constantly managing the human beings. I am doing human welfare because I am constantly purchasing groceries, purchasing vegetables, making sure the staff is comfortable so that they don't leave and go. and so that the animals are cared for. So a separate vlog on this because it warrants one, and I am sure that not just every NGO person, every entrepreneur, every small business owner is going through this at some level or the other. So I want to express myself on the staff situation properly, and so we'll do that in another vlog. So till then, Shri Matre Namaha, and I hope all of you have a great day or night ahead. See you tomorrow. So while you're here, please try to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. So if I'm going to do this seriously, I need more of you to join me, and subscription is one thing I need so that I can monetize my videos on YouTube, and that money can be utilized to build this place up, the Adi Mantra